Last time on Rock Paper Critical Failure. What are we doing with Mortlock here?
Yeah, I'll wake him up.
I was sent down here to kind of help manage things. We were supposed to go out and just sort of cause chaos and mischief and generally just sort of wreak havoc and do a lot of murders.
So
Cultists
you're
go out.
managing a bunch of murders.
Well, I didn't have a choice. They were gonna murder me. But my brothers or my mother?
Who's your mother?
Thalamra, that's how you pronounce it. There are 4 dukes that rule Baldur's Gate. And one of them is the Grand Duke, and Thalamra is one of those dukes.
Amric, the guy with the imps?
No, that's Thirstwell. Thirstwell is this creepy little lecher man, and then Amric is the favored son, really.
Go on and get.
Okay, goodbye. It was a pleasure. And then he leaves.
So I will open number 1.
There are probably thousands of copper pieces in this chest.
Okay, I'm gonna go back over here, and then I'm gonna open chest number 4.
And there is a bronze crown sitting on this like velvet pillow in here that has 5 spires on it. And each spire is like shaped like a dragon neck and head.
Where's the head?
Oh, it's in the other room. I'm gonna walk up in here, pull out my dagger, and remove this guy's head.
Ooh.
Dahlia, burn half of this half, and I'll point out the correct.
You open the door and see what these guys look like. They are wearing what appears to be black leather armor. They have strange masks and cloaks that give each of them a vaguely dragon-like appearance. Tiamat! She is our goddess! And that treasure belongs to her hoard. And in exchange, we will let you leave with your lives.
Okay, see you later, and I'm gonna leave.
So Sin, you're gonna head up to the Temple of Gond, and
I'm gonna take a look at my arm because it's not looking so good.
And this has happened to you before. You've dealt with this where there's been like, oh, I got stabbed and there's a little chunk of knife stuck in there. And but this time you find this strange little capsule. And there's this little image pops out of it of a gnome. Hello, Project 1110. If you are receiving this, you're doing very well. It either means that you're ready for upgrades or you've almost died. And there is a schematic in your head that you can see very clearly. If you put this into a chassis of some sort, it could become animated.
Unfold that on the table and reveal a design for a machine. It looks like an owl bear.
Hermes, where are you headed?
The guy put
Sorry,
an X on the map, right?
Yeah, you have a little map of where they want you to take the head. And you were told that there is a tree that you were supposed to go and drop this off in.
That's what I'll do.
But Dahlia, you have a dream. And then you are standing in what appears to be a very large teacup. And from behind you, you hear a voice say, "Oh, Dahlia, I'm so glad you could make it. Also, let's just real quick check. Who am I?"
Hi, your name's Poppy.
Now that you're in the random side of things, here's what you need to know. There's something darker. Do you know the origin of our power?
I know it smelled like sulfur when you died.
So I'm gonna give you this, and she reaches forward and kind of pops you on the forehead. And you feel this like jolt of magical energy go through you and realize all of a sudden, like banging around in your head, that you know new spells. Tourist.
Yes.
Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm going to go to my favorite bar.
And it is named I've Forgotten. And so when people are like, where do you want to go? I've forgotten. And everyone says,
Yes.
Great, let's go there. It's worked out remarkably well. And it's getting late in the evening now. You've rested. You're very drunk. And then over in an alley across the way, you hear...
I gotta piss.
And there's this just massive dog. And you've never seen a dog glow like this.
I need to pet the dog. You got something in your mouth, boy. Let me take a look there, and I just kind of stick my hand in there.
The dog, like gingerly almost, shuts his mouth over your hand and bites down. and then it opens its mouth and it backs up and sort of is wagging its tail. And there's like a little bit of blood here, and your hand is just like covered in dog saliva and dog hair.
But this burns. But this might burn more. I stick my hand into the brew.
Feel that burn travel all the way up your arm and into your head, and like everything that it's traveling through is burning. Everything flashes, and you wake up and see there's like one or two little hairs floating on the surface, but there's this just aura of power coming out of your keg now. Sandwich!
Hello.
You wake up, and this is unexpected for you. You've done cases before where you've gotten into some fisticuffs, but they've always gone much better than this. But
Yeah,
Baldur's
not like
Gate is a whole new level of ruffian that you were not expecting.
I must admit, I'm not accustomed to being in the thick of things like this, just down here in the mud. It's,
I can tell, Percy.
I anticipate the terminus of the feather's fall. Percy picks up one of his little fluffy down feathers or whatever that came off while he was resting, and he holds it up in the air and drops it. He says, "Now, observe the path of a feather as it floats through the air. You'll see it drift and sway, seemingly at random, as it makes its way to the ground. But that path is never truly unpredictable. I determine the feather's path, stroll leisurely to its terminus, and the truth falls at my feet. I must confess all my previous work has been focused more on the aftermath of violence, rather than this sort of active administration of it. I believe I may have had something of a revelation during our last skirmish. Now, I suspect I could apply my method in this way in a more martial sense in the future."
Delivery for Hermes, and just throws a package just straight at you. A lot of the feathers on your body sort of move of their own accord, and you sort of weave just like almost as if you're gonna fall off the couch, but catching yourself at the last second and dodge and catch it and set it down and are standing up as if you had just drunkenly stumbled off the couch, but then standing at your full prim and proper attention.
Well, I could punch things, but now I can dodge things better, which I think is going to be very important based on my experiences so far.
Hermes, you've arrived
Yeah.
at the Temple of Tyr.
Hey,
Helm.
Hellhelm. I just killed a bunch of people, and
He's
It was
a little alarmed.
it was really, really hard, and so I don't know if you know some quick way for me to be able to just do the kind of shit you guys do and just be kapla and just kill shit in a way that makes it so my friends don't die.
And he sort of leans forward and puts his hands on the desk and steeples his fingers. Says, "Hermes, you have to understand. There's a chain of command. You seem unsure of yourself. Your answers do not portray someone who is confident in their justice. But we could use someone of your knowledge here more often."
Okay, great. I'm gonna go to the wherever I go to offer my prayers. I'm going to the cop diner.
Oh my
The
God.
Waffle House is a cop diner?
Okay, so you've all met there. You grab a table.
I'm sure you all noticed that while the rest of you were conscripted into service by Captain Zaj, I myself, I'm here on my own accord. He says, "Now, some time ago, a courier tracked me down, delivered to me a parcel. Inside, there was a payment of gold coins and a letter of grave portent. There is treachery in Elturel. The city will soon be lost, but it can be found again. If you would help, take this gold and find the key." Now, this was delivered to me weeks before the disaster that befell the city of Elturel. Oh, and then there is this. Percy grabs a candle and holds the candle up and holds the letter in front of it, and it reveals one word on there, and it says Thavius.
Leader of Elturel is named Thavius Krieg. A person sits down at your table with you. They have armor on. They're clanking a little bit. There's a long sword strapped to her hip, and she pulls her hood down, and it reveals the face of a teenager. She has brown skin and red hair, and her face is like haunted. She looks like she's got like 1,000-yard stare. I heard you were talking about Thavius? I'm from Elturel. I'm one of the Hell Riders. I heard that he was here, that we're trying to find out what happened. With the companion, the light went out. It turned black.
Oh, it went out.
The city crumbled and sank into the earth. There's just a crater there. Are you looking for Thavius?
I do believe we are.
Okay.
What makes you think that Thavius is here in Baldur's Gate?
He was seen in the company of 4 guards employed by the Van Thamper family. So Sin's going to pick up his owlbear companion, and the rest of you are headed to the park. We'll be back next week with more rock, paper,
paper,
critical
critical
failure.
failure.
Good night, Internet.
Yeah, little chirps, which I can't make with my human mouth, I don't think.
I'm just curious.